This isn't a debate because you remember
I love
I
Surge.
had an unhealthy addiction to Surge.
I had an.
Like-
I drank so much Surge one time I vomited.
Bro, as a youth pastor, when Surge came back out,
$1 a
I
can.
bought so many cases of it and sold it to my students to try to get another generation to love Surge like I loved Surge.
I love Surge.
Surge 100% give me the original Red Bull. Let's be honest. Surge was the original Red Bull.
Here we go. Hey, hold my beer.
And now,
I know that you had a long weekend, from what I could gather, with the garage sale. Is there anything you want
Garage
to highlight?
sale and oh man, we made like $80 this whole weekend. So
Hey,
it was
that's a trip to Hutch.
It's something. So
Half a
but
tank of gas.
that's all right. All of the rest of the stuff is now at the church. So youth group's gonna sell the rest of it and they get the money. And so now I would say probably 2/3 of our stuff is either stored or packed and put away. So
Nice.
we're getting there, man. We're getting there.
Yeah,
Uncle
very-
Jeff's back, so we're back to working on the house again.
Well, I
Been
mean,
doing-
you have a different background every week, so I'm assuming you're in a different room because you're working on another room.
That's pretty much how it works. I'm shifting spaces and setting up a new workspace each time we record.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No. Oh goodness, it's the golden hour right now. It's pretty.
What time?
Look
Oh
at my
wow,
face.
it's
Look at that
7:01.
glow.
Hey,
Look
why
at that
didn't
glow
I mean?
on my face?
I didn't ever reach out to Jordan, so I don't know why he couldn't make it. Probably because we didn't message him.
I didn't actually check with him.
He didn't have an
but-
excuse this week.
Well, I'd heard that Livy and Maddie had been nominated by their school for their creative writing club.
Ooh.
They've been writing stories, like coming up with stories. They've been nominated to like a regional award thing because they have this series of stories about their superhero dad whose farts could knock out the bad guys. And
Is it
they've got
Dad's
these
butt burps?
Yeah, it's dad's butt burps. So
Oh,
all of the fear that they had about the doctor's appointment last time, they've kind of turned that fear into creativity and have
Dang.
written some comic books.
he's a real life powdered
Uh,
toast man from
Bro,
Ren and Stimpy.
he's a big deal. So the kids, so
Dang.
he's probably with the kids accepting their awards for their Fartman comics
I can't wait till the
that he
cartoon
is the
comes
star
out.
of. I know it's going to be very good. I think it's going to have his likeness. It's going to be spot on.
Is it gonna be like a
So-
Netflix thing, you think, or do you think they'll go like straight to like Nickel? It can't be a Nickelodeon. Dad's butt burps.
I
mean,
would guess if you've seen how the Spider-Man's going, the animated one, the 3-picture deal, that's what I think it's going to be. I could see a 3-picture deal out of this.
that'd be dope. You won't need the podcast no more.
No,
Shoot.
not at all.
In a world filled with imitations, there's one name that stands out above all the rest. Rage Beef Jerky, a small batch jerky company that sets the standard for what it means to be 100% grade A quality beef.
Rage Beef Jerky is the self-proclaimed world's best beef jerky. But just because it's self-proclaimed doesn't mean it's not true.
Rage Beef Jerky is made right here in the USA and can be found in 5 states across 400 plus locations ranging from Kansas, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Missouri, and Arkansas.
But if you're not near those states, all you've got to do is visit www.ragebeefjerky.com and you could choose from any of the 6 flavors that they got of jerky or beef sticks. They got both now. They're really good. The flavors are original, teriyaki, hot, cracked pepper, sweet, and spicy. Or you can go with my all-time favorite, which is bacon jalapeno. Chef's kiss.
Rage Beef Jerky has given our listeners the opportunity to save 15% off their order. At checkout, use promo code Chubby, that's CHUBBY, and save 15% off your order. Don't let your taste buds suffer through any more mystery meat products. Visit www.ragebeefjerky.com and let your taste buds rage.
Get your jerky on. Just him and his farts, man.
He's getting big from his butt burps.
Butt burps blowing up.
Well, I didn't have much going on either. Like, you had a long weekend. We had Holly again this weekend.
It was busy, but it wasn't like full. Like, it was like I had a lot of stuff to do, but it wasn't a bunch of stuff. You know what I mean? It was just kind of simple. Just busy.
Well, that's always good.
Yeah.
Dude, I am trying this new Sunkist Pop strawberry orange, and it is fire.
Strawberry orange.
Strawberry orange. Oh,
okay.
Man.
All right.
All they need is a grape and lemon flavored, like grape lemon.
I think I'm all out, but I was drinking Coke de Mexico. Mexican Coke.
Dang.
I love that stuff.
Yeah. Have you ever had Pepsi
Just
from
better.
Mexico?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
It's so much better. Like,
Dude, I'm telling you, soda with pure cane sugar beats the high fructose corn syrup every time.
I don't like the Pepsi
Every time.
Cola with cane sugar. It has a weird taste to me, like
Really?
the one they serve in the
see,
cans.
I like that too.
I don't like
I like
that one.
too. I like the Mountain Dew, pure. All of them. All of them with the pure cane sugar just taste better to me.
Well, the Pepsi's the only one that has a weird taste to me. But like the stuff in the glass bottle that I get at this Mexican joint here in town, oh my lord, so much better.
Nothing beats that. If you can get it cold out of a glass bottle, Mexican Coke, top of the charts.
Like if I was going to start a TikTok page or a YouTube page, it'd be just like different foods and like what pop they serve, because they need to serve like pop of all sorts at restaurants. Quit doing this whole Dr. Pepper here, Coca-Cola here, Pepsi
Bro,
here, whatever.
You gotta blame Big Soda for that, dude. They're the ones to blame for that. It's Pepsi and Coke that are causing the problems.
Well,
they're the ones creating the beef.
From what I gather is that if
like
they sign a
Pepsi and
contract,
Xbox.
but if they sign a contract, that's where it's not on them. It's on pretty much if Coke makes you sign a contract, you can't have Pepsi. But if Pepsi has a contract, like they're okay with you serving Coke, from what I hear.
Well, I don't think that's the case. I think they both have exclusive contracts that if you're serving one, you can't serve the other.
But it blows my mind because they serve Dr. Pepper with Coke, and that's not even a Coke product. Dr.
Pepper's a third party. That's why it can be served with both.
That's dumb. It's a Snapple product, from what I gather.
I'm not disagreeing. I agree with you. Let's end the soda wars like we ended the console wars. We have cross-play now. We should have cross soda.
Yeah, just like
fountains.
Quick Trip and Quick Shop or the gas stations that have every single pop. Do it. Come on, McDonald's.
That's how it should be.
I mean, if McDonald's could kill a Pepsi,
I don't know if you were intentionally taking shots, but I love how this has turned into a very precise shot.
Well, no, like McDonald's has the best like fountain drinks. You can't argue that. Like there is a difference.
Literally, on my table right now is a high C, so I'm not going to argue that point.
They have. I've never craved Sprite, but when I do, it's McDonald's Sprite. And I can only stomach.
Well, McDonald's
Coke
Sprite hits different. That's all there is to it. Everybody knows.
If you splash a little bit of that high C in a Sprite, bro, oh, dude.
The high C, though, when they brought that back, like outside of the fact that it's a little watered down as compared to when we were kids, but that's because they were just pumping straight sugar into us as kids. Like they didn't care what the syrup levels on that. They never did the test. They were just like, crank that thing up to 12 and let's see if we can get these kids like to space.
Yeah, you're going to give them like an addiction that they can't kick, and McDonald's killed it. I'm just saying.
And then they got rid of it for a while.
Oh,
we were all without high C.
Because then they went to Orange Fanta for. I mean, they still have Orange Fanta. Their Orange Fanta is another killer. It just tastes better. I don't know what it is.
I never could buy in when I had high C. Like I was in the camp that stayed with high C, and when they brought it back, I was fully back in.
Okay, here's a debate. C. Would you rather have Surge available at all places, or would you rather have high C at McDonald's?
This isn't a debate because you remember
I love Surge.
I had an unhealthy addiction to Surge.
I had I drank so much Surge one time I vomited.
Bro, as a youth pastor, when Surge came back out,
$1 a
I
can.
bought so many cases of it and sold it to my students to try to get another generation to love Surge like I loved Surge.
I love Surge.
Surge 100% give me the original Red Bull. Let's be honest. Surge was the original Red Bull.
Well, then after, do you remember Mountain Dew MDX? It was just Mountain Dew
Yeah.
MDX. It was like that,
because it was their first run at what was going to be an energy drink.
Yeah, well, it was the one right before they invented Vault, or Coke invented Vault, and it was so good. Like, it was the next thing after Surge, because Surge went away, and then here comes Mountain Dew MDX, and then I was like, well, at least they're giving us something. Thanks, Pepsi. And then
when we got Livewire, I got pretty excited about that.
Oh, I love Livewire. Mountain Dew's Livewire is the best.
Mountain Dew Livewire, Summer Mountain Dew. Let's
best
go.
Mountain Dew. The best Mountain Dew is Livewire. But speaking of TikToks,
it is the best Mountain Dew until the introduction of Baja Blast.
I think Baja Blast is it's overdone. Like, it was great because you could only get it at Taco Bell.
Maybe now I would agree with that, but you're telling me when Baja Blast was introduced, it didn't slap just as hard, if not harder.
No,
than
not for me.
Livewire.
I like orange soda.
Crazy.
Though. So
you're crazy. Who
I
loves
like
orange soda?
I do.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
you do.
I would marry it.
Kel loves orange soda. Is it true?
I do. But speaking of TikToks, like, I was going through a lot of my TikToks, and I'm seeing who I followed, right? And I'm pretty sure that we don't follow nearly the same amount of the same channels.
Probably not.
All. For humor, for anything. Like, what is, if you could put a TikTok channel or a TikToker on a pedestal, is there one that stands out most to you? And there's one that we both follow that I'm pretty sure that we could arguably agree is up there, and that'd be the Freddy podcast. It's up there for me. I think it's fun.
Yeah. Oh gosh, yeah. Are you kidding me? Freaking Nick D and Cakes Mitchell.
Oh,
yeah, those two are hilarious.
It's one of the funnest podcasts. Well, the TikToks to watch. I don't think I've ever actually sat through a whole TikTok of their, or a whole podcast of theirs. But I bet you it would be enjoyable. I just haven't really went out and ventured for one.
Yeah, the Ferdy podcast is pretty fun. So both of those guys are great. Nick D, phenomenal artist. I always highlight him when I can because he's on repeat in my playlist all the time.
I played one song for Jamie of his, and it was 8 to Infinity or Infinity.
That's a good one. 8 to Infinity. Yep, that's a very good one.
Yeah, it shows his
Casey's,
I guess his talent. I think the best about how he can sing.
Casey's a really big fan of him and Connor Price's Riptide. He really likes that song.
Do you follow Dak?
Dak.
He's a black rapper that talks about him and Darius Rucker did one called Fathers or something like that.
I saw that go big. I don't follow him, but I do remember when that went big because I remember that song and thinking, oh, this isn't bad. I kind of like it. But no, I don't follow him. Gosh, if I were to say somebody off the cuff
that maybe I might not follow.
Do you follow Robert Irwin?
Is that the son of receiver one? No, I don't.
Yes, follow him. He's fantastic. He's funny.
Is he funny?
He's funny. He's charming. He's his dad 2.0. He's fantastic. Everything that we loved about the Crocodile Hunter, you can absolutely love about him. He's so good.
Well, one that I enjoy is the Basement Yard podcast on TikTok. Have you ever watched them? They're pretty good.
Yes.
And I started following him before he even had that. It was when he was doing Mad Libs with that other friend of his that would hold water in their mouth and do Mad Libs off the cuff.
Those have been some of the best. I loved those videos. Yeah. Those were so good. There's one that I was just watching, sketch comedy, a couple of guys that they have been on my feed for a couple of days now. Sorry. And it is blowing me away how funny they are. I want to see if I can find them. I just started following them.
Hmm. Now, there is one that actually follows us on our TikTok, on the Chubby Buddies studio TikTok, and him and
What?
his wife, they go back and forth, and they're called the Sports Kid Drama Kid, and
Okay.
it's a podcast between a husband and a wife, and he was in sports, she was in drama and band, and like they just go back and forth about
Oh,
stories,
that's fantastic.
and they just sit there and they talk like pretty much like how we would talk about football, but they do it from both perspectives. It's pretty amusing to watch. That's called the Sports Kid Drama Kid. And I don't know if that's with the podcast following it, just that's how their TikTok is. So, and then you got to follow HCW's TikTok. I mean, you're going to get a lot of cool clips.
Pretty
from
sure
that.
I do. Oh, okay. So it's a sketch comedy duo, Coop and Curry, and they're called That's a Bad Idea.
Coop and Curry. I'm seeing it
Yep.
because I follow a lot of.
They're on Instagram. They've got just under 1 million followers. Like
Yep, I
800.
already follow them.
Yeah. Those
And that's
those,
they have a
those
black
two have got
nut.
they have had me laughing
maybe that's not
lately.
them.
They have been really, really funny.
Maybe that's them using clips. Steph Curry hoops. That's Nutoid. I don't know that maybe I don't follow them. I follow one that they take their voices and put them into like animated clips. Is the one that I follow.
Oh, well, That's a Bad Idea is one that's really funny. They're a pretty good sketch comedy duo.
There is a guy that I follow on YouTube that's a sketch comedy guy. I mean, Gillian Keeves, and that's the Shane Gillis sketch comedy that they have on YouTube. Have you ever watched their stuff?
I don't think
There's
so.
Oh, it's pretty good. There's another guy that I follow that he takes his face and puts it on, or he takes Biden's face and puts it on him, and then he'll do like the voiceovers and he does pretty good I guess like he can sound just like Joe Biden. It's crazy. And Donald Trump.
So it's less for comedy, but one that I like related to a lot was a kid by the name of Connor DeWolf, who did a lot of ADHD stuff.
Let me see if I follow him.
Like DEWOLFE. He hasn't posted in quite a while, but he had a lot of stuff that I really enjoyed. A lot of relatable content.
Yeah, I've never seen him before. ADHD information.
That's your guy.
Gosh,
I'll have to check him out. I'm seeing who all I follow because I mean, like I follow this one guy that I send you clips of. It's like he does the websites to cure boredom, and then he has things you probably didn't know, part whatever number it is, and like he'll give you like Maddie.
Have you seen
Maddie something?
You've seen the Studio C videos, right? Scott Sterling.
Is that the name of the channel on TikTok? Studio V?
No, Scott Sterling's a character that's played. Studio C is the name of the
Studio C.
The troupe.
The Power of Fortune Cookies? Is that one of the
Look up Scott Sterling.
Oh, just on TikTok?
Studio C, yeah. Scott Sterling, Studio C. If I've never shown you this video, I am so sorry. Enjoy, and we can all just wait. We can all just listen and listen to your response.
We won't get no. Is it which video? There's Scott Sterling update. Scott Sterling, the man, the myth, the legend.
Hang on, I'll tell you what. I'll send you the one I want you to watch first.
Send it to my bad and bearded one.
You got it.
But the reason I was asking you that is because I wanted to know how different we were on things that we watched on TikTok, because like it takes a lot for me to follow a ton. Like I don't follow that many, I guess, TikTokers on TikTok.
Okay.
Do you? What's your number?
No, let's see. Well, probably more than you. I would guess that much.
454 people I follow.
Oh, no, we're about the same then. Come on. I was on a live for some reason. Clear off of there.
The ones that I can't stand are those ones that the people that go live and they sit there and they do stupid crap to get followers and likes, and they're
I'm
like
following
repeating.
418, and I have 181 following.
Yeah, I don't know how many people I have following me. Oh, that's just I have 188 following me.
Oh, Bobby's more popular than I am.
Not really. It's
Way to
TikTok.
go,
Come
Bobby.
on. How many of those are fake?
Yeah. Well, I bet you don't have this, and this is the funniest thing in the world because I never would have this is nuts to me that it's still going.
Oh,
I
that people are
posted
watching your TikTok?
What?
The reaction that you
TikTok?
had for
Oh
WrestleMania?
no, they're still watching that, and that's funny. But I have a comment on an ESPN video that is currently at 28,000 likes.
What'd you do? Throw some shade?
No, I literally. I posted it early. It was like one of the first 5 comments on the video, and all my comment was, "I'll even show you the video, dude. It's ridiculous. It's just this kid, he's got a hook, he's about to jump, and he's doing what you think he's doing, racking himself with that bar." And my comment was, "What other possible outcomes could he have been expecting?" I genuinely wanted to know. What else did he think was going to happen than him racking himself on that bar? And 28,000 people agree.
I think the best things, though, about a video, whether it be on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, are the comments. The comment section are the comedy stealers.
I die laughing at the comment section.
Who is
half the fun? Half the fun is just reading creative people's comments and oh my God, just dying laughing and giving them their props.
Yeah, there's a guy I follow on Facebook that just talks he'll bring up a video and he'll say go read the comments, and then he'll pick out several of them just to read out loud on the Facebook video. Oh, it's some of the best comedy that you'll get, and I don't know why it's funny, but the stuff that blows my what is the most annoying thing on TikTok or social media that they post videos of for you? Because I've got too many, I think.
It's too many.
Other
ads.
than that, I'm saying that if somebody you and I would post.
Hear me out. There's the ads, the sponsored content, and then there's every 3 things is somebody promoting something from the shop on their channel. Oh. So that's the thing that annoys me. It's what
about
so many people use it for
getting more money,
influencing and stuff, and I'm ugh.
Yeah, but wouldn't you probably be doing the same thing if they reached out to you also?
Oh, I absolutely.
So I mean,
and I will be with the truck. I'm judgmental only because only because I'm not doing it right now, and it's in my feed that I'm having to see it. So
I'm surprised you guys haven't posted more videos of you at the show, getting prepped for here's how we prep for a show.
The problem is I'm too busy working.
But that's the thing. All you have to do, and I can help you with that. All you have to do is video yourself walking in, videoing a little bit of stuff that you're doing, and then you go back in and add a voiceover to it. That's really all you got to do. I mean, it's pretty simple. I don't know if you're into editing stuff like that. I learned something.
Mike taught us both how to edit, so.
I never learned from him. I did never take any. No, I never did the whole editing thing. Now I wish I would have taken classes. I'm oh man, it's hard to learn.
Mike's probably one of the biggest influences to my video editing, I would say. He loved showing me how to do stuff on his Mac.
Right.
That's how I do it.
I've got doing those videos and stuff. But with the podcast, the stuff that I'm learning, he wouldn't have taught us that. I'm learning the sound,
right.
If I'm trying to get rid of something or whatever, and then video transitions, that's probably the stuff that he probably did teach us if we were really learning something. But I mean, it's still. But the thing that I brought up earlier, there's people that sit there and repeat stuff out. They're in the middle of public or in the streets. They're oh, thanks for the follow, and then they're doing robotics type stuff.
Yeah,
that shit annoys the hell out of me. I wish there was a button that you could report for annoyance, the annoyance report. It's oh my gosh.
I don't like this video because it's annoying. That's funny.
Yeah. I don't want to see this in my feed or anything alike. And then I never could get into that whole what the people that tickle the mic and talk really slow.
Oh, the ASMR stuff.
Yeah,
it's all about sound effects.
Stupid shit. It's I'm annoying you with my. I'm like my wife. Hey, if I died tomorrow, would you marry somebody else? Yes, because you're talking to me while I'm trying to sleep. Damn it! That's what I get. Like like that's what I get when I hear the people doing that tickle stuff. It's like I'm laying in bed, calm, and then all of a sudden your wife pops off with, "If I had cancer, would you still love me?" Like, like that's the. It's like, what?
Is Jamie asking you these questions at night?
No,
Bobby?
I'm saying like that's what I get. Like Jamie's asked me some odd questions, like while, like right as I'm about to fall asleep, and I'm like, "Did you really just wake me up?" I was on like right at the bridge of just like saying goodbye to the world for
right
like
at
8
the edge,
hours,
about to shut
and
down,
then
and she's like,
and then she's like, "Hey, I have a doctor's
"Did you ever
appointment
have
tomorrow."
a thought that?"
Yeah. Have you ever thought about like what it would be like if we didn't meet 10 years ago? No, not when I'm laying in bed. Like maybe
Oh,
when
that's
I'm
funny.
stinking and tinking on the toilet. I mean, I don't sit there and think about stuff to where I'm staying up thinking about it. Like I've never been that type of person. If I'm tired, I'm sleeping. If I'm tired, I could probably sleep on a ladder. 100%.
Sleep on a ladder.
I'll sleep on concrete, man. If I'm tired enough,
That's
I could crawl
great.
under this table right now and pass out and not wake up for 8 hours.
Fair enough.
But I'm not going to sit there and worry about if I had cancer, would my wife still love me? Because I would hope that would be true anyways. I mean, I'm just saying. But that's what I get from that ASMR.
That kind of stuff doesn't keep you up at night?
No.
Does your wife still love you?
Yeah. The price of eggs don't keep me up in bed. The price of eggs in China don't keep me up in bed. There's nothing that really keeps me up. But that's what I get from ASMR. Like, that's what I get. Like, hey, how's it going?
I do gotta admit, it's a weird thing for so many people to be into, that like they're that caught up on tiny little sounds.
Yeah, and it's like,
yeah, it's a little strange.
And then people that watch those videos on repeat of like things getting broken or crushed, or cut.
Yeah, I don't
No.
like. I guess they liken it to like watching a fire, but it's not the same to me. Like I can understand staring into a fire and like losing your.
For me, I went to Mansers for that. Like when they cut into like a cue ball and like find out why a cue ball does a thing in a pool. Like you remember Mansers, like back when or Mythbusters.
But that's not why those videos exist. It's like a calming effect. Is why they do it. It's a trance thing.
Well, like I'm talking about the other videos that like I wonder what would happen if I did this.
Oh, gotcha.
Like that, on top of those two, but like we got ours.
Hate that. That's annoying when it's the split videos.
Yeah,
and it's like somebody stand up, and then the other half of the screen is somebody cutting up stuff, and it's just like, what the heck? Why are you stealing somebody else's?
I do like. There's
clips.
A guy I follow before we move on to sports. And I think you should probably follow him too. So let me get him. His name is. It'll be fast too. So, all right, following.
I'm gonna laugh if I already follow him.
If you Goose2659.
I don't think I follow.
Okay,
him.
he's a guy in the beer community, but he'll also watch women like make really good food and be like, and have his jaw drop, be like, oh, it's just humor. Like this woman made a cinnamon roll. He's like, oh my god.
Okay.
It's stupid. But he has other stuff on there too, but like those are some of the funnier ones, or his reactions to people making like really good looking food, like cinnamon rolls or whatever. He's funny dude though. But sports.
Yeah. Sports,
ladies and gentlemen.
Sports.
I didn't actually pay much attention because I was focused on one thing, and it happened last night. UFC 300 put on a show, and I was up for every single second of it.
How many people got that bonus from Dana?
One person. Only one person got the bonus. It had to be fight of the night. Not only did he get fight of the night, though, he also got most standout fighter of the whole event. So he got a $600,000 bonus.
Which guy was this?
This was the BMF title, which is the Bad Mother Effer, versus Justin Gaethje and Max Holloway. Max Holloway, like, I don't know if you saw the clip, dude. It was insane.
Yes.
The whole fight.
Yes.
Where blood was
at
boiling.
The tail end,
he's
they
like,
basically
right here.
Stand toe to toe, and he's like, let's go.
Right here. And they just start
the
waylaying.
Dude that calls it out ends up landing the final shot.
Yeah, and he was the one that won.
That was cool, man. That looked like a great
He won fight of the night,
match.
and he won fighter of the event. And it was
for good reason, man. That's standing on your business.
For me,
and did I hear right that he had it probably by decision anyways?
Oh yeah,
So
he
the
won
fact
every
that he
single
was
thing.
willing to go
Willing to go
into
toe to
the
toe
middle
with
of
a
the ring
bad
and go
dude like that
toe-to-toe
dude. Oh my god.
was his way of saying, "Hey, I want you to
This
have a
is
shot
for
to
the
prove
BMF
it."
title. I want it to be a BMF match. Like I want
That's pretty
to go down.
boss.
UFC 300 for me was like watching the Chiefs' last Super Bowl for you over and over and over
Okay.
again. I didn't have a fighter
Okay.
in the show that I was like specifically rooting for, but the excitement level that Dana White brought to the UFC, like he has every single show, all rolled into why he does or why he is the greatest person for what he does. There's nothing about I couldn't think of any other guy that could probably put on a better card than what he did this last UFC.
So
It gives me
how do
goosebumps
you
talking about it.
so how do you feel about the card that Dana just announced
Oh, the
for
Conor
the
McGregor.
summer?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Conor McGregor. Like I love Conor McGregor, I always have. Like his ferociousness towards like it's just like watching heels in wrestling. Like that's just all he is. He's a heel. And when you see him win, he brings the excitement. So when he's on a card, I'm 100% going to watch it. Like there's no doubt in my mind that I'm watching that fight, whether or not it's for a title or not. I'll watch 3 rounds. I'll watch 5 rounds. I'm watching it because he brings a certain, I guess,
Je ne sais
flavor.
quoi?
Yeah. Or a certain flavor of like, he brings the flavor that everybody strives to watch in an event like that. Like
Sure.
it's just, you're not going to get a bad taste in your mouth because he's always going to have a comeback, even if he loses. Like you're like, okay, it's fine that he lost because he's going to have something else to say, which is fine. But like,
You love that smack talk, Bobby. It's one of your favorites.
I love it. I love shit talk. Like, but the fight last night, like when I was talking about it, I was getting goosebumps. Like I had the little like the hairs were standing up. But that was just, I really wish you were into MMA as I was, but it's okay.
That's fair.
But yeah, that's what I was really hoping for this whole past week. I didn't watch. I mean, I watched a couple baseball. I mean, I watched the Cubs lose an 8-0 game. Like that was the. I mean, it didn't dampen my week by any means because I had UFC 300 to look forward to.
Sure.
I didn't give a shit about
Sure.
any other sport, but the Chiefs or the Cubs did blow a game that was 100% supposed to be theirs. They pretty much pulled a Royals back in 2015 when they had that. Like it was just wild. But
Yeah.
What about you? What about you with sports? What was your favorite thing to other than WrestleMania? I mean, that was a great. Just the clips
WrestleMania was
that I
great.
saw.
Phenomenal show. Gosh, I mean, what's even going on? I mean, Cardinals have been good. They look healthy. Our pitching rotation looks good. I don't think we're truly competitive yet, but it's better than last year, I think, for sure. Our defense will be the difference maker. We have, in my opinion, probably one of the best defenses in the major leagues. Like Cardinals defense, phenomenal. Arenado, stud. Okay. One of the best third basemen you can have. Okay. The problem we have, and I mentioned this in the offseason, our pitching rotation is not at max ability. Okay. We got Lance Lynn, Mason Wynn. We got all sorts of talented players that are on the roster, back on the roster, stuff like that. But I still don't think we have all the pieces we need there. So again, I think we're competitive. It's a long season. We're going to see how it plays out. But we don't look bad. We're not at the bottom. I haven't checked the standings past couple of days, but we're doing okay.
I watched a Lance Lynn clip on TikTok that was pretty humorous. Like he
Lance
just had
is funny, bro.
He was pitching to a guy who bunted the ball and then strikes him out 3 times after that and then walks off after that third. I think it was the same guy. He goes, you effing bunt it, you effing pussy. Like he lips it, and there's this guy that I watch on Facebook, and he like kind of pretty much.
Tell me you watch John Boy. John Boy Media?
I don't know. He just pretty much voiced over everything that's funny.
Yep. He reads the lips. Reads the lips in baseball. Yep. John Boy
Media.
Media.
You bunt the ball, you punk
John
ass
Boy Media.
beat.
There's another one. If you're not following John, if you like baseball, John Boy Media does lip readings of baseball, and it's the funniest thing because baseball is hilarious, man. Like it is a sport that brings the passion out of people, and colorful language, to say the least. So
Did you
John
watch
Boy captures it all.
Did you watch
So
the one
good.
where he was the pitcher and the batter were kind of like the umpire? It seemed like the umpire just was kind of off that night, and the pitcher
If
was
it's
trying to
Angel
hit the buzzer.
Hernandez, he's off on every night.
Yeah, well, he was trying to hit the buzzer on his leg.
because it's Angel Hernandez. Because then he made the batter take his freaking time out.
Yeah, he goes,
It was
"Do I have
It was
time?"
a bunch of bull crap.
And he didn't try to call
He's like,
time.
"Oh,
He
you're
said, "Do
calling
I have
time?"
time?" He said, "Do
No,
I have
do
time?"
I have time out? No, you called time. Okay, time's up. That's stupid.
Yeah.
Angel Hernandez is the worst umpire in all of baseball.
And he's like, "So is that a
And
walk?"
every baseball fan knows it.
It was just, it's funny how he kind of points it out because nobody can really read the lips of like, plus nobody really has the time to just go back and read what they're doing. But that's all this guy does. And he spells it out right there in front of you. So that was enjoyable.
Yeah,
But other
it's
than,
funny.
I mean, other than like, I really haven't heard much. It looks like, I guess Rashee Rice is still possibly, I mean, he had a warrant put out for his
Yeah,
arrest and it's not looking good.
Speaking of that, because I don't think Rice is going to be playing for us for at least half the season, I actually think we could make a move. I was talking to a guy at our church today who's a Bears fan. I think we could make a move for Brandon Ayuk, and I think that would be a really, really good pickup for us. Maybe a low-level trade. I mean, the draft hasn't happened yet, so we've still got some room to move.
Yeah.
I could see the Chiefs making some trades and picking up somebody. But Brandon Ayuk's kind of the one I've got my eye on. I love him. He's a talented dude. So he's got the speed. We're going to have to do something with Rice because the way this is all shaken out, there's no way he's suiting up this season. At least not for half of it.
But other than that, I really didn't watch much sports. Like I watched the clips of the WrestleMania, but all I was looking forward to is the fights. Man, that was just exciting for me. So that was my Super Bowl as a Cowboys fan. That was UFC 300 was the Super Bowl for any fight fan that doesn't have a football team that's made it to a Super Bowl since they've really been paying attention to football. How's that?
Fair enough.
It was awesome. So, but entertainment, man. The one thing that I was kind of pumped about, I haven't gone to the movies except to see John Wick, the past 4 John Wicks. That's the only movie I've seen in theater. I'm really debating on going to see this new movie, and I told you about it like a while ago. This was like episode 48 with Civil War.
Yeah.
Scary. Like it's scary only because of where we are as a nation. Like
yeah, it's creepy. It looks a little too close to home. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like what's crazy is like I don't know how much of history you've paid attention to is like with what's happened with Trump. Not like he was at one time being questioned about being on the ballot in Colorado.
Right. Yeah.
Like, do you know the last time that we as a nation removed a presidential election from a ballot? Do you remember what time frame that we were in?
Mm-hmm.
The American Civil War. Yeah. So
Whoa.
like that's really what this is playing homage to is like where we are, like we're riding that line so scarcely that it's not even funny. Like if one little niche off that line, like we could be in a total like nation ender. Like that's how bad it could be. I mean, over beliefs of like what side or what team you're on. That's bizarre to me. Has nothing to do with what you want changed. It's what you don't want to happen. That's what our battle is at this point.
How do you feel about the line in there? Because I keep seeing it in the trailer. You're an American. What kind of American are you?
That right there is
like
the epitome of where we are. What American are you? Like, there's only one America, and any true American will believe that. But like when you're going down this road of like what do you believe versus what I believe, it shouldn't matter. Like that's where we are. What kind of American are you? Like, and the guy that plays that and that actually says it, his whole vibe has always creeped me out and stuff.
Dude, he's great as an actor. I really like him.
Breaking Bad, like that was one of his like. He was a terrible human being in that movie in that show.
Well, shoot, look at how well he does in Friday Night Lights.
Friday Night Lights, he was a good guy in that, and you could
but
people
who follow as an actor, he's compelling.
He's really good at what he does.
Very
he
good.
Brings that creep to like a creepy character. So, But I'm just excited to see. I would like to go see it in theaters, Civil War, but it's a little
Sure.
it's a little, I guess, stomach wrenching if you sit and think about like where we are as a nation and go
When
watch
does
that
that
movie.
come out?
It came
you
out
know?
Thursday.
Oh, okay. All right.
So, anything else in
nice.
entertainment for you?
Oh my gosh. I can tell you this much. I have been watching Fallout on Prime
Oh, that's
because
the new
that
show
just
that
came
hit.
out. Yes. Oh.
That's the video game show.
Okay, so I've played Fallout since Fallout 3. Okay, Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 4. I didn't play 76, which was like co-op, or not co-op, but like MMORPG. It was like big open world. Everybody plays against each other. It was a train wreck when it came out. But so I'm very familiar with Fallout and its story. So when this came out, one, they have done such a good job of paying homage to the game and its series and its lore. But then on top of that, Walter Goggins, who plays, if you ever watched Justified, he's Boyd in Justified. He's the bad guy. He's a phenomenal actor. He plays the ghoul in this, and he does such a great job. Like it
Would
just
a video game fan enjoy it, or would a
fan
non-video
of
game?
Fallout will enjoy it. A non-video game fan will find it an interesting sci-fi show.
Okay,
Is
I'll
the
check it
best
out
way
then.
to put it. Interesting sci-fi show that will absolutely entertain you, but for video game fans, tons of Easter eggs, tons of great references, and very good storytelling so that it's building to something.
Okay,
I love the way it's doing a good job of, without giving away too many details. Part of the element that you find out with Fallout is the role that vault dwellers and vaults have in the overall society and how they're viewed upon by everybody else. So it's cool the way it's telling that story. So I've really enjoyed it. It's been good.
well, I've been trying to
So-
find different things to watch and like that. I mean, I knew it was from a video game just because my brother Aaron. But other than that, like my wife is just now rewatching because she didn't pay attention to the whole storyline of Dexter. So
Ooh.
I had to take a long break from Dexter because it put me in a bad place mentally. I was having some wild dreams, bro. Like
Were you
wild
killing people
ass.
in your dreams?
No, but he was showing me how I could get away with it in my dreams. Like I was working at the hospital when I first got into Dexter, like, and I think probably after I was binge watching it hardcore. Like I watched it on season 3 is probably where I started having those messed up dreams, and I was like, oh no, like he was showing me, he's like, hey, it's great that you work in a hospital because you can get rid of all the bloody clothing through the soiled areas, and I was like, oh no,
That's
this
so
is not good.
creepy.
So I had to take like a 2-month break. I was like, dude. Like, but it was so bad to the point that I was like, my demeanor, like, you know how he plays the serial killers very well.
Yeah, he does so good.
His demeanor was starting to get to me, so like I had no like sense of like feelings towards like people who were talking to me, and I was like, oh no, like I had no
Bobby
reaction.
You were turning into a psychopath.
No, but like I don't know what it was. Like that show just like it was kind of like House. Like House, when I started watching House, I binge watched that, and then I started having those quick-witted like comebacks. Like I was like, "You asshole," or "You're dumb." Like I was saying stuff like that. Like I noticed that when I watch too much of something, so I've gotten control over it. But Dexter had a different feeling towards me. I was like, "Oh, this is not good. We got to cut this shit off now." It's kind of like you in that video game shooting out lights
I
and
was
shit.
just getting ready to say, you give me crap about coming up trying
Hey,
to shoot out a
I'm
light,
admitting it,
but
though.
you're
I'm
allowed to be a serial killer.
I'm admitting it though, bro. And I wasn't a serial killer. I was just having some wild ass dreams about Dexter.
Serial killer thoughts, okay?
And he plays such a good serial killer. It's so crazy.
Phenomenal.
But
I want
do
to
miss
see
House,
that
though.
final season that they did. I heard that it was good.
I wasn't mad with the last
I
season
hated
that they
the-
had.
I
I
hated the ending.
didn't because there was no
I
good
hated
way.
the end as a crap. Yes, there is.
What
There's
other way?
absolutely
How
a
else
good-
you gonna end it?
There's a million ways to end that show other than the way they chose to end it. It was crap, and you know it.
I didn't have a problem with it.
There are so many ways.
Did you want him to die?
Yeah, die, get arrested, anything other than the crap that they pulled.
The reason why I enjoyed
He
it
No,
Oh.
no. There's
this
no
is-
excuse you can
For
make.
me,
because
I can have my own
she
opinion.
Died. No, because she died and he abandoned
Okay,
his
Mr.
kid. Bro,
Christian, I
period.
can't have my own opinion.
No. There's
Okay.
no right opinion on this that says that how they ended it was okay.
Everybody assumed he died in the hurricane. Everybody assumed it.
That's what they wanted you to believe.
Well, duh.
That was the whole
because
point of it.
I don't think they ever had plans of bringing it back. Like,
That's
truly.
why it was so bad.
I was fine with it.
How do
slept.
you spend 8 years building a character to just have him cast away? There's no way that man, after having the dad that he had, who invested so much in him, there's no way that man abandons his kid.
Well, I guess we'll wait till. I guess you're gonna wait and see what happens in this next season. I mean, it's not a bad.
I haven't
I have no
ever
problem
seen
with it.
so I
But
wouldn't know.
when you watch this, I think
hated
you
the
might.
ending to
I think
Dexter.
you might have
Because
a different
I loved
feeling.
Dexter. I thought it was
But
good.
I think you might have a different feeling about how they ended it versus what they did with this. It's not that it was bad. I think the reason why I didn't have a problem with it was because you were rooting for Dexter. Everybody was. Oh, come
No.
on. Please.
I did not root for Dexter. He's a bad guy.
I think you're the only guy that could admit, oh, I wasn't rooting for
We
Dexter.
know you did because you want to be pen pals with serial killers.
Yeah, that'd be pretty
Nobody
dope.
wants to hear you chime in, Heather Lee.
Thanks, Heather. I'm glad you're on my side this time.
You hush it, bud.
But
That's
no,
the
like
woman
when you
that wants
watch
to be
this,
pen pals with a serial killer.
see, I don't want to be a pen pal. Like my dreams were close enough to being a pen pal. Okay.
Yeah, well, Heather's the one that thinks that's how you understand crazy people is by being pen pals with them.
But anyway,
That's how you
is there any-
become a target for a crazy person.
Yeah, it's. I mean, especially. I mean, I'm not saying that it's not going to happen, but the whole Mindhunter thing, like, there's a lot of like spiel going on, like, it's crazy, like that it is coming back, that it's not coming back, that it's not up to Netflix.
It better
and
come back.
It better come back. I swear.
I
I
hope
swear.
so.
I will
I want that
like
show.
this is the time that I would
It was
send
so
in like a
good.
hate letter. Hey, this is Dexter Morgan. You better
Hey,
start this.
It worked. So the fans of a show called Jericho were
Yeah, you
able
told
to
me
get a
about that.
second
And
season
you wrote into it,
by
didn't you?
sending potatoes. Yeah, we all sent potatoes. Or no, nuts. Not potatoes, nuts.
You're nuts.
There's bags of nuts.
It worked.
Because they were nuts for canceling the show.
Was
It
there anything
funny.
else you want to add to entertainment
Gosh, I don't know. What's
before we
going
tell
on?
all the lovely listeners that we have goodbye?
Man, I got nothing.
I mean, this was a pretty
This
good
was fun.
episode. I loved having
I
Mindy
enjoyed
on.
having
She was
Mindy on
fun.
here. Yeah, she's a hoot.
I think it should be fun to not just talk about wrestling. Like, I'm not
yeah,
always. I'm not down for the whole like chubby buddies on horses thing, but like it would be funny. Like it'd be funny content for sure.
That would be funny content. I would do it just for
the humor.
the memories of it and the funny of
Yeah.
it. Like I'd be down
Yeah.
for that. So, but
And having her
No,
teach us how to do it.
yes, that would be great. No, but I like it. I'd love to get Mindy back on here and just talk like what are
Yeah.
her favorite movies? What does she do for fun? Stuff like that. So
Yeah.
she can be
But if
one of
you-
the buddies.
Yeah. Just, I mean, we
Like
won't
it.
add in the other word, so we'll be good. Just the
No, Mindy, you don't get to. Well, I mean, you can choose to add that word if you want.
yeah.
we
You're
know
just gonna be a
better.
buddy.
We're
You're just
happily
you're a
married
plus. You're a
men
plus
who-
one at that point.
Who
I mean,
know better than to ever use that word,
never.
unless we're describing ourselves.
But if you are listening this far, we do thank you. Please hit that like button. Maybe consider subscribing if you're not subscribed. We are up to
Thank you so
pretty
much.
good- we are up
So
to a pretty good
much.
amount on YouTube, and
Thank
we
you
got
so
a lot of
much.
followers from the shorts that we've been
I
creating
really
and all that.
appreciate it. I really appreciate it too.
You know, on that note, I think I
Thank
really
you
want to
so
murder
much.
Joshua right now. I'm going to Dexter Morgan the shit out of you. But that's an
This
episode.
is not the place to get your ASMR, but it's definitely the place to get your giggle on.
Mm-mm.
We love you, Bobby. I love you.
I
Thanks
love
so
you too.
much, man. This was a lot of fun.
It was. Love you.
All right, everybody else, love you. Bye.
Bye.